Hello YouTubers! What we are going to do today is we're going to make a garden flag with these new Cricut Infusible inks. This is a sublimation blank from Chameleon. It's a garden flag, and basically we're going to take one of their patterns, cut it out, flip it over, and apply it. It's really easy. It's great too because it's sublimation, so it's into the fibers, so there's no you can't feel where this starts and it stops. It's all in there, and it's a really quick project for a lot of bang for your buck. So I'll go show you what you need. Alright, so you're going to need your garden flag, or basically any polyester garden flag. These are from Chameleon. They're $7 for 5 of them. The higher the polyester count, the better this will look. So if you have a lower polyester count, they'll be more muted. If you press this on a cotton, it will come right out. So keep that in mind. And then you're going to need the Cricut inks. This is the one I used for the original one, the Christmas one. And then we're going to make a summer one since it's still 8,000 degrees outside. So you're going to need your favorite pattern, and obviously a design to go with it. And then they have been providing butcher paper in the kits right now. So you're going to need 2 pieces, one to go above and one to go below. You're going to need heat tape. And you have to have a heat press to do this with. An iron won't get hot enough for long enough to do this. And then you're going to need a lint roller to lint roll real quick over it to get up any little bits, because if you don't, it'll leave like spots on your garden flag. So I'm going to show you the design setup and silhouette real quick, and then we'll cut it and press it. Alright, so this is ridiculously easy. Bring in your design. This is one I made. It's up on the web page. We're making a summer one for me since it's still 800 degrees outside. And basically, I seem to like these circles because it fills up the most space for your design of using their material, because the sheets are expensive. So if you want to make something similar, just draw a circle. I've made this one 11.5 by 11.5. And then we can go fill him in red, and then type something, and then we'll go fill him in with black. Fill it in with black, and you arrange all of this like you want to. Select everything, go to the modify window, and we're going to subtract all. And then it'll cut it out for you. And that's basically how this was made. So, but it's just a really easy design because the fabric's fairly busy. You can also put designs in the corners if you want to help kind of use up some more of the space. But we're going to flip horizontally because we're going to mirror it. We're going to send, turn on our cut lines. And then I have a special setting that I have made. Cricut Ink, blade of 5, speed of 5, and a force of 20. If your design is more detailed, you're going to want to drop the speed, but this one should be okay. You can always drop it just in case, because the sheets are expensive. And then I don't know how new my blade is. If you're having trouble or if it's really eating the paper, I would suggest putting in a new one. And then also test cut before you use my settings. I have 2 machines, the pink one and the gold one, and the gold one always cuts with more force than the pink one does for me. So basically after this, we're just going to put it on the sheet on the mat, and cut. Alright, so I'm using my standard cutting mat. I use the Cricut mats instead of the silhouette mats. But use whatever mat you want to. And apparently they've taped the crap out the box of this. Give me a break. I just wanted to show you what all the... So they come supremely rolled up, which is a bit annoying, if I'm honest. And then the other thing is they're really dull. They get much prettier when we press them. So, and then you'll get some butcher paper rolled up with it, which you're going to want to keep for when you press. And then you get a sample of their polyester too. past that, just stick it on your mat. And you're gonna want a fairly sticky mat because since they have it so rolled up. Alright, so this is done cutting. I can see. Before you take it out, weed it and make sure that it's actually cut. If it hasn't, all you need to do is go send it through the machine again. Like I've said, the sheets are expensive, so you don't want to screw them up. Alright, so I like this stabby picky tool from Cricut. You can weed it with whatever you want to, but just kind of slowly and steadily weed it. It's kind of like paper. Well, I guess it is really paper. So it's kind of a weird thing to weed. So just kind of slow and steady. Pull up your letters. Alrighty, so I am done weeding. And what you're going to want to do is flip it on over and then peel it off the mat this way. Because if you kind of peel it up, it's going to want to curl. It's going to want to curl anyway, but it's going to want to curl even more. So, there we go. Alright, so once you get done with that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your lint roller and just kind of go over it gently to make sure you don't have any lint on it. Because what happens is that if any lint is on here, it's going to create basically gaps in your designs or little dots. Once you get done with that, turn your heat press on, and we're just going to press it real quick to make sure we get any wrinkles out. So my heat press is warming up to 400 degrees, and basically all I'm going to do is put this under here for like 10 seconds or so, just long enough to get on any wrinkles. Alright, so now this is the interesting part. You're going to take your design and basically figure out where you want it, and then tape it down with the heat tape. I have a biology book to help hold it all down. Now, for one thing for spacing, I try to make sure that it's pretty even left to right, and you can use the seams for a guide. And then I try to have it more oriented down, because you got to remember this is all going to be in the garden flag stand. So after that, you're going to use heat tape to tape it into place. Now, I'm a proponent of more heat tape is better than less heat tape, because if you don't put enough and the transfer moves, it does this thing called ghosting, and basically it creates a shadow, and you don't want that. And you don't want to cheap out at the last minute. The other thing is, this heat tape is from Amazon. I forgot how much, I don't remember how much it was, but it is cheaper than the Cricut heat tape, so keep that in mind. And you're going to want to basically tape it down on all four sides. So that it doesn't move. And if I didn't mention it earlier, the heat press is warming up to 400 degrees. We're going to do 400 degrees for a full minute. Alright, so we're all taped up. And then this one I ended up taping from the back side to hold this in place, since this guy kind of overlaps a little bit. But we're going to go over to the heat press and bring your 2 pieces of butcher paper. Alright, so back in the heat press, you do not need this or any Teflon. Don't use Teflon for this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put 1 piece of butcher paper down on your mat here, your bottom of your heat press. You're going to want to put this guy on top. And then you're going to want to put butcher paper on top of him. Right, and we're at 400 degrees, and we're going to close for a minute and hope for the best. Alright, so once it cools off, take off butcher paper. And then we're going to peel this off. Alrighty, so that is our finished project. Now we did have a bit of a boo-boo here, not really sure why. If you wanted to, you could go back with some HTV on top of this just to cover it up. If you wanted to, like, put a flower on the S. But other than that, it's a really quick little project. I have done in the past, so if I knew I was going to use the Cricut paper, since they're rolled up so tight, I would lay them out and put the biology book on top of them to help kind of flatten them out. And that may have been why this result looks a little bit better, is because this had been flattened out a little bit better than this one had. So, but it's still a really quick and easy project. It's kind of fun. You can play with sublimation, but without the actual pain in the butt of a printer. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and please like and subscribe to our channel.